Showers and storms in the area tonight before things dry out.
And connecting the crimes, 2 scary bar robberies. Now, police say the same suspects may have pulled off both.
Live from Cleveland's News Center, this is 19 Action News.
We're following breaking news off the top today. Sentencing going on right now for the man convicted of Cleveland's deadliest arson.
A mother and 8 children died in that fire back in 2005. Anton Lewis is about to learn his fate. A jury convicted him back in 2011, but a judge ordered a new trial, then another conviction. Today's hearing started at 1:30. It's continuing as we speak. We'll bring you the sentence the moment it comes down. Well, it's been a vicious week as far as the weather is concerned.
Sure has, and tonight will get even wetter. Jeff Tanchak has the latest in your most accurate forecast.
Yeah, and the good news is, though, this rain is not going to cause any additional flooding. It's not nearly as intense, nor do we have the proper dynamics to produce any kind of big storms or anything like that. But with that said, it's mainly light rain that you see here, and the problem is after this wave moves through, yeah, there'll be a bit of a break, so the Indians, they may actually start the game, but we'll see if there's any rain delays in there. But this guy just popped up here in Seneca County. We do have a thunderstorm that is tracking to the southeast, so I'm going to be watching that. That is currently moving through the eastern part of Seneca County. It looks like the better threat for some storms will be further inland along the US 30 corridor. We have rain, cooled air, 72 Cleveland, 65 degrees in Sandusky. You're still well in the 70s in the Akron-Canton area. So the forecast tonight, it's going to be a cloudy sky out there with waves of rain and storms around. That'll be ending late tonight. 7 a.m. temperature, low to mid 60s. It will be a bit warmer out there tonight. The good news is we've got a much better weekend ahead. More on that coming up. David, Denise?
All right, thanks, Jeff. Our Cleveland Cavaliers have a new head coach.
It's David Blatt. We told you yesterday this was most likely going to happen. Tony Zarella joins us now live with the details. Tony?
Yeah, guys. Score one for David Griffin, the Cavs GM, who thought outside the box and decided on an experienced head coach, albeit from Europe, rather than an NBA retread or rookie candidate. David Blatt won everything there is to win across the pond. He just needed an NBA team with vision to give him a shot, and that team is our Cavaliers, who need a jolt of Blatt's offensive genius and who are ready to embrace his team-first philosophy that just won him a EuroLeague title. The Cavs still have not confirmed this deal, but Blatt has, and he becomes the 20th head coach in Cavaliers history. 20, by the way, pretty good number. The 4-year deal worth up to $20 million. Now, as for how this affects who's going, who's staying, and who could be coming, I'll have more on that coming up at 5. Live in Cleveland's News Center, Tony Zarella, 19 Action News.
Oh my, that's a teaser, Tony. So what do you think? Leave us your comments through Facebook and Twitter. We have a lot more information on 19actionnews.com.
A troubling trend in Cleveland's biggest suburb. Thieves targeting bars and its customers. Police searching for suspects in this dangerous problem in Parma.
This is pretty scary stuff here. 2 robberies, and police say it appears the same thieves were responsible.
Yeah, and in one case, they shot a customer at a bar. Denise Zarella is live in Parma now with the developing news.
Denise, I've got some breaking news to report. Just got off the phone with the captain here at the Parma Police Department. They have made 3 arrests in connection with these 2 bar robberies, 2 very violent bar robberies that happened this week. They told us that they were able to make these arrests in part because of what you, our 19 Action News viewers, called in and told police. Watch closely. In just seconds, you'll see an armed robbery go down.
This is the first suspect, comes through the front door with a gun, smacks the 2 customers across the head with a weapon. At the same time, a second male is coming in the back door, also with a weapon.
Captain Joe Boback of the Parma Police Department gives us the terrifying play-by-play that unfolded at the #1 Lounge.
This is the male that came through the front door. He tries to get in the back storage room, hits the padlock a few times with his gun, unsuccessful.
The masked suspects get away with only about $200 in cell phones. The 2 patrons that get pistol whipped are hurt. It's the second armed robbery in just 3 days along Ridge Road. Police say the same 3 guys may be responsible for both robberies. This is surveillance video from nearby Piffles Bar. Police say in both robberies, the same white male appears to case the place before the armed suspects appear. There's something else that stands out: the tattoos on one of the gunmen's arms.
And you can see that there's what appears to be a tattoo on the forearm, the right forearm and upper right shoulder area.
One man was shot at Piffles. More are hurt after being pistol whipped too. Police say these criminals are armed and dangerous. People who live nearby are understandably shaken up and scared.
If anybody sees them, anybody knows who they are, I would love for them to call them in.
And interestingly enough, right before this live shot, someone came up to me and said, we are going to rest easier tonight knowing these guys are behind bars. We have no names for you just yet because no one's been formally charged just yet. We expect those charges to come on Monday. In the meantime, these three men we know are being held here at the Parma City Jail. Reporting live here in Parma, Denise Zarella, 19 Action News.
Thanks, Denise. New details now on breaking news we brought you last night at 6 out of Akron. Police have released the name of the person shot and killed at the Spring Hill Apartments. Stefan Green. Investigators say he and another man tried to rob a resident there, but during a struggle, Green was shot. The other suspect took a bullet to the thigh.
New details now in that deadly Cleveland police chase 2 Novembers ago. Today, 6 police officers appeared in court, including Officer Michael Brillo, who's facing felony manslaughter charges. Scott Taylor joins us live with the new development. Scott.
David, this was a pretrial in Judge John O'Connor's courtroom, which is right behind me and is now wrapped up. The defense team for the police officers and the prosecutor's office squabbled a little bit, and then I ended up probably asking the toughest questions. Hey, Mike, I want to give you an opportunity to say anything to the families of Timothy Russell or Melissa Williams. Do you have anything to say at all? Cleveland police officer Michael Brillo in court, along with 5 police supervisors. Brillo charged with voluntary manslaughter in the shooting death of Timothy Russell and Melissa Williams after a 28-minute police chase in 2012. The supervisors facing dereliction of duty. Prosecutors say Brillo fired 49 rounds, including 15 on the hood of the unarmed victim's vehicle. Michael, can you tell me with an officer's training like you have how you could reload 3 different times on unarmed victims? What's the... Do you have any response or any comment at all? We'll hear more from those questions later at 5 o'clock. Now, Judge O'Donnell has not set a trial yet. Those cases might be separated. We might have several different trials. And so far, the judge has not ordered any type of gag rule. Scott Taylor, 19 Action News.
Turning to the economy, new jobs numbers just out in Ohio. The unemployment rate here is down. According to the state, it now sits at 5.5% for last month, a decrease from 5.7% in April. But the experts say this is due to the number of people who have given up looking for work.
And it's hard enough getting a job in today's economy, but now tack on the fact that you have a criminal record. Dan DeRose highlights a new program trying to give second chances.
It's a tough position to be in, even tougher if you're a woman. Get out of jail or prison and start your life over. That's why a first-of-its-kind program held today here at Cuyahoga Community College in downtown Cleveland is not only trying to find these women a job, but find them a future.
My advisor.
You're looking at the first ever re-entry fair for female ex-offenders. This program, sponsored by Tri-C and Covenant Outreach through advocacy and agency networking, is looking to help these women to get transitioned back into society. Women like Miriam Grady, who's spent 2 years in prison for attempted murder in 2002.
There's that stigma that once an offender, always an offender. Employers don't want to take a chance.
Miriam has been in the workforce for a while, but with this program, she will hopefully be able to find something better. But it's not just about getting a job.
It's a lot of programs out there for men, very few for women. We're not looking for sympathy. We're looking for empathy and direction.
If I can do it, you can do it too.
The program's goal is about getting these women on the right track, both personally and professionally. So it not only teaches them skills like resume writing, but also how to deal with anger and stress, which may have gotten them here in the first place.
It's almost like learning how to walk, learning how to think, learning how to talk all over again. It's a rehabilitation of sorts.
For some of the women here today, they said it's the simple feeling that somebody cares. That's why they're here today. That's why they've completed this training, and while they'll continue it in the future. We're in downtown Cleveland. Dan DeRose, 19 Action News.
Were guards needlessly at risk at the Juvenile Justice Center? Coming up next, a 19 Action News investigation.
All right, we currently have a thunderstorm over Seneca County near the town. It's over the town of Scipio right now. Route 224 tracking to the southeast. An update on this, and eventually we turn pleasant this weekend.
And 2 new views of the old Inner Belt Bridge. Beauty from above and a mangled mess below. Did something as simple as letting a contract run out put Juvenile Justice Center corrections officers at risk?
Yesterday found them without important safety gear. Paul Orlowski has the 19 Action News investigation now.
As we pointed out in our investigation of violence inside the Juvenile Detention Center, it's a difficult and dangerous place to work. The officer's first line of defense is something called a PDA, Personal Detention Assistant. It's a lot like a radio, big as a cell phone roughly. Yesterday, the system went out. This is a PDA, palm-sized and always in officers' hands. When violence breaks out, staff are always outnumbered. Their safety depends on calling in backup. You see the PDAs in this video. The company that provides that service is Black Creek. They installed the entire detention management system in the center, including monitoring and surveillance cameras. State-of-the-art stuff. Very necessary given an increasingly violent juvenile population. Members of the Heartless Felons gang were removed after our stories aired. But make no mistake, that was just a start toward better staff safety.
Some of these people have committed murders.
Here's the problem. Black Creek's contract with Cuyahoga County lapsed, and everything went black Thursday. No PDAs. No surveillance. Nothing. It left officers on their own. If something like this had happened, it would delay help arriving. You have to ask the question, how could the county let the service lapse? Activist Art McCoy says it's because priorities are all wrong. He wonders who the real Heartless Felons are.
Is it the juvenile gang that they say has taken over the Juvenile Justice Center, or is it the bureaucrats?
As we've just seen, an attack, a violent attack, can take place in a heartbeat, which underscores the need to keep staff protected every second they're inside. Someone dropped the ball in this case. At the Juvenile Detention Center, Paul Orlowski, 19 Action News.
19 Action News Total Traffic, sponsored by Ford.
We've got the slow traffic, so that's where I want to start. Getting downtown, unusually heavy on 71. We're not used to this, but you can see the brake lights from just after the Metro Health curve, and this slowing continuing to the inner belt. We'll take a look because our 19 Action News Wazers checking in with the delays, averaging about 26 miles per hour in that stretch that you just saw. If you're going to be a little bit closer to the inner belt heading in from the east, we've got pretty typical delays, averaging 21 miles per hour, getting closer to 77. And we'll give you an idea of what we've got on the east side. 271 from Beechwood, continuing a little bit closer here towards 422. Getting to Macedonia is going to be the slowest stretch. And if you travel on RTA, here's what you need to know this weekend. So you've got buses replacing the trains on the blue line between Shaker Square and Van Aken, on the green line, Shaker Square to Green Road, and then on the red line, everything east of Tower City. That is also being replaced by buses. That's a look at traffic. Jamie Sullivan, 19 Action News.
All right, thanks, Jamie. Well, today, ODOT shared amazing views of the partly demolished Inner Belt Bridge. The concrete surface is torn off completely now. Crews have been picking at the span over the Cuyahoga River. The big blast to blow up the rest of it is scheduled for next month, although they don't have a specific date yet. What will become the eastbound bridge should be done in late 2016. We have a slideshow for you with more pictures on our homepage.
And this could be a preview of what the demolition might look like. From the new bridge, it looks like a section of the old one just collapsed, but this was no accident. All part of a way designed to drop individual sections of the span.
Whew.
Yeah.
Big job there.
Yeah, but they're getting it done, huh? I'm looking forward to when that boom happens. But we are not hearing any of those today, or are we, Jeff?
Maybe tonight.
A couple spots, but that's it. This is not going to be like a big thunderstorm outbreak or anything like that. A much weaker system. It is making things a little damp out there, but it's certainly not going to add to the flooding. Now, we do have this one thunderstorm that we're watching. This is in Seneca County, and it's traveling south right now, so it looks like this is going to hit more parts of Crawford County than it is the Mansfield area. And we also have some heavier rain. It's unfortunately pretty wet right now around Cedar Point and in the Sandusky area. No thunder with this, but this is a steadier shower that's rolling through. But for the most part, this is some light rain and sprinkles. So I don't expect this to cause too many problems. But this is associated with a disturbance that is coming through. And we could be seeing some more rain, perhaps a few rumbles of thunder out there early this evening, about 72 at 7, upper 60s at midnight. Pretty warm night out there, pretty mild, I should say. First batch here, we'll see if there's development out to the west. That could happen, and that's why I'm keeping it in the forecast tonight. And then we have the drier air and the clearing sky that develops tomorrow. It is a little cool, though. 64 in Grand Rapids. A lot of this is rain-cooled air. But we did make it up to 76 today, and tomorrow will be even a little bit cooler with that's even with more sunshine during the afternoon, about 74 degrees, combination of the cooler air mass and the north wind. But then on Sunday, we warm to 80, and on Monday, 85 degrees as the humidity comes back. And oddly enough, that's when also the storm threat will make a return. Northeast wind 13 to 18 knots out there on the lake. It is choppy along the lakeshore with waves 2 to 4 feet. Clearing sky tomorrow, 74. Touch on the cool side. It'll still be more of a mostly cloudy sky, Akron, Canton, but increasing sunshine during the afternoon. You're up to 76 degrees. And then tomorrow night will be pretty cool as well as we drop down to 54. Sunday, we're up to 80, though. Wow, what a day. Unless you're not really into the 80 and partly cloudy thing, and comfortable. Few storms Monday afternoon, 85. We warm up to 88 on Tuesday. A better threat of storms here, and even a few storms around on Wednesday. Temperatures around the 80-degree mark out there. David, Denise, back to you.
All right, Jeff, thanks a lot. Up next, need a new ride? Well, you might find a good deal from the Cleveland Police as long as you don't mind them being a little bit used. George?
Denise, coming up at 4:30, a Marine honored for his heroism and bravery with the Medal of Honor. Hear more about Lance Corporal Kyle Carpenter. Plus, Anton Lewis finally sentenced. He was convicted twice for setting the fire that killed 8 kids and 1 adult. We're live at the courthouse. Plus, it's another edition of Name That Scam. We have 3 new ways scammers are trying to take your personal information and turn it into an easy payday. That's what's coming up. Danielle and I hope you'll stay with us at 4:30.
The 19 Action News Ford First Alert Storm Team, powered by Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. 19 Action News. Honest, fair, everywhere.
Need a car? Well, Cleveland Police may have just the ride you're looking for. 64 vehicles, including this Cadillac, go up for sale a week from tomorrow. Abandoned or forfeited cars will go to the highest bidder at the impound lot on Bradley Road. You can find details in the Seen On section of 19actionnews.com. From Buy American to Be American. It's World Refugee Day, and Catholic Charities hosted this naturalization ceremony at the St. Augustine Towers. 30 refugees from across the globe took the oath of U.S. citizenship there today.
Glad to have them. Well, a neighborhood gets a visit from a mobile food pantry and a spruce up for local historical sites. Featuring the voice of Drew Carey, 19 Action News is
everywhere.
Akron. Volunteers from First Energy making good use of their bucket trucks to repaint historic buildings on the grounds of the Perkins Mansion. The Summit County Historical Society also partnering with Keep Akron Beautiful and Sherwin-Williams for this project.
Everywhere.
Valley View. The Canal Exploration Center just reopened after a $1.3 million makeover. Once used as a tavern, a general store, and a home, the building now features interactive exhibits for children and adults.
Everywhere.
Cleveland. The Salvation Army hosting a produce giveaway in the West Park neighborhood. Anyone in need invited to bring a bag to fill with healthy fruits and veggies. They'll do it again in July and August. Well, our Chris Van Vliet traveled to Hong Kong for the premiere of the new Transformers movie.
Tough job, but
yeah.
Somebody had to do it. There's a new cast of human characters this go-round.
After all we have done, humans are hunting us.
I remember when they were just toys. Coming up at 5, we'll hear from the stars of the film, including Mark Wahlberg and Kelsey Grammer. Transformers: Age of Extinction hits the theaters June 27th.
One of these days, Chris will take us with him. All right, at 4:30, caught on camera, more of this amazing video of a motorcycle rider turned daredevil.
I'm Ramona Robinson. Coming up at 5, we all know cigarettes are bad for your health, but the time of day smokers light up could actually be beneficial to their bodies. Find out why coming up at 5.